Yesterday we have last covered about uh, dimension in this review tab that measure options were here. So let me load one new file that go that open and you remember that in the previous class I discussed about NWC, NWD and NWF about. So can anybody tell me what is the difference which I told, or what are the definitions about NWC, NWF and WD?
WC is cache, which is temporary file.
Mhm. And about NWD?
NWD is the final file, which is it does not have names.
Mhm. And NWF,
NWF is I don't think this is used like
which contain the live links of NWC
live
files or
stream.
Revit files. Okay, all right. So here you can see that we have these files. I have loaded one NWD file. Okay. Uh, so here you can see that this is the selection tree here, and this is the Naviswork NWDs right now. If you go for this NWD, so it will select the whole file. And now if you open this tree, there you will see that sorry, sorry guys. So NWD file contains these NWC files, and now let's select this architecture NWC, and here you can see that it's only selecting this architecture and selecting the mechanical files, and you can still open those. Uh, Now all the architecture files are saved by each levels. So these are the files which have been defined by a level. So here you can see that this casework is right now selected, but I cannot see it, right? So for that, what I can do is I can, if I need to see that only, so that what I can do is hide unselected. So these are the files which are selected right now, and all the other files are right now hidden. And you can bring those back with this unhide all option. And that is okay. So again, you come to this, and here you have all these files. Okay. Now, if you go for this walls and these architecture walls are right now, this you can go for this sweep, and then again you can hide those and unhide or hide unselected those. And let me go for this second floor or ceilings or doors. And after that, if you need to select all the doors present in this architectural model, so for that, after selecting this, what you can do is go for the select same. Okay, same name or same type. All right, so you can choose that, or you can go for this select same. Let's go for the same type. Okay, let me see. Okay, so let's go with that same name. So the type is architecture here. So let's go for this code right now, and let's go for the same name. And in the selection tree, you will see that all the doors from each levels, so the doors are present within this architecture is right now selected. All the doors are selected right now. So confirmation, you can go for this file and selected, and here you can see that all the doors are right now selected. Okay, so suppose in future you need to see this. Suppose you need to see this, so you will not go for this many steps, right? So for that, what you can do, you can group this as a door. So for that, what we have this save selection option. we will go with that save selection, and then we will name it like doors, doors. Okay. Door convention, you will name it, and here if you need to duplicate it, you can duplicate this one. Okay, and let's go for the save selection right now, and you can, with this option, you can create another one. Like this way you can start creating another selection, and you need to delete this one, delete it, select and delete it. Okay, so this way you can control it, and you know already that you can control this selection tree from this option. And control it. Okay, so right now we have the selection set. So where you can open that selection set. So here we have the set option. So this or the selection set will be listed within this tree, this set window, in this set window will be visible. Okay, so this how we will create our own group in Navision. Okay, and this is right now selected, and let's unhide all, and if you come to this, and here you see that these doors are selected right now, and click go to this, and you click on outside anywhere. So these are unselected right now. Again you can go for this, and these all are selected right now. Again you can hide unselected. That's all. So this how you can quickly select all those. Okay, and we also have that this selection inspector. So this if you need all the properties of the selected item, so for that you can choose this selection inspector option. So that will create this this list. Let me stretch it out. So these are the door categories, and these is the quick property definition. And if you want to add some more uh, properties, so that you can add some elements over there. Okay, so that will be added, and what kind of item that is, so that you can like material or label which one you want to add, so that you can add over there. Okay, and the property, so that you can go with that, and here you have that, and you can go with this export option. Okay, so you can export this to your CSV file. So stretch this out, stretch this out, and you want to deselect this one, so you can go for the deselect, and this list you want to show the particular item in this names work, you can show this. Okay, and so basically we all over the door we have basically these four types we have. So these are your types. Okay, so you can go for this selection inspector to have all the property list also, and we also have that property list. So for that we will go with that quick properties. So let me select that again, outdoors, and we can go for this quick properties, or else we can go for this properties. Okay, so let's go for this properties right now, and here you can see that uh, all the properties related to this element is shown here, right? And let's go to the last. So if you want to add your own properties for this wall, or for this, as in for this tool, so you want to add your own properties there. Okay, so that you can also add. So for that, let me go. let's choose this one. Any object you can choose to show to add your own properties. So let me go to this and let's select this one, and let's go for this properties there, and let's see that what values are missing, what are the values missing. So this is material, and this is about, this is the name, so let's stretch it, and suppose I want to add one. So for that, I will right click here. I will right click within this properties palette, and I will add a new user data tab. Okay, now just here we have this. So generally will not have any values there. Just the tab is added right now, so the property and the value is there. So right now, again right click and go for this insert new property. Okay, now just concentrate here carefully that this property have this four type. One is string, one is boolean, another is float, another is integer. So string will contain the text value, and boolean is for yes or no. Float is for the numerical value with the decimal points, and integer is for only one single number. So let's go for the string now, and there you can specify that uh, where so we will specify the property value exactly what it is required. But here I'm going with the random. Okay, and then you can go for this right click there, and again you can go for this rename property, and you can rename the tab itself. So that tab you can rename it. So that that is possible to change. So let's not change it right now. Let's focus on other things like this uh, adding the value over there. So let's add boolean like mm, this is automatic yes or no. So okay, so you have to double click on it to change this yes or no, and again you can go for this rename property and change it. All right, and again you can go for this insert new property and float or integer, so what value you need, so that you can go with that. So let's go with this integer, and let's so how many numbers are there. So double click on it and you can change the value. So here you can see that six requires are there, and click on OK. So this is how you can add your own value. So I hope this is clear to everybody, right? And if you need to delete this property, you can delete it. If you want to insert again, you can insert this. So that's all. Okay. And now let me go for this selection right now. And here you can see that we are having this item tools, this tab. This is the temporary tab. When you will select any object, you will have this temporary tab. When you deselect, so you will not have that item tools. So when you only select any object if there is any object selected, then only you will get this item tools. And then if you go for this item tools, and there you have some properties, like you can make it transparent, okay, and you can add some links to this, okay. So uh, we add some links over there. So just allow me to share the screen. Is this screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, now let me go for any drawer image. Okay, let me match. So you guys can also help me to find out any similar type of drawer. Open with Google. There we can. Mm, okay, let's go with this one. Okay, fine. All right, so I will save it. So you will probably have that image already. So let's save it within this desktop and let's save it. And I'm done. And let's come to this, and then you can add link to this, and then you have to name it, and uh, okay, and just choose that. So here you can see that the file type is right now HTML. So we will go with this image option, and this desktop. We have that, and click on open, and that category is hyperlink or label. So let's go with this hyperlink, and if you want to add any attachment point, so that you can add, and let's click on OK, and that is attached to this. So again you can go to this, and you can again edit edit that link, okay, and let's come to this, okay, and here you can make it visible some links over there, if there are some links. So for this we have this drawer manufacture links, so you make it visible, and click on that, and that image will be opened, okay. So the manufacturer will have the idea that we need to manufacture like this, or anything we want to guide, so that you add with this link option within this item tools, you can add this link option. And now about also, let's come to this. Uh, After selecting it, what you can do is you can right click on this, and you can specify the selection, select ratio. When you're selecting this, or you want to select this, so you can select like this, or you can right click, and you can go for this next round here. Okay. Now just focus on this, and here we have this override item. So if you want to override the color, suppose you need to change this, or you want to highlight this. So for that you can override the color, like this orange or this green. You can override this color, and here uh, override color. and you have this override. So what you have to do is, because the mode is selected as a render or the realistic, you can say, so that's why we are having it, right? So can you tell me that where we in the previous class we have already seen that how to change the mode. Can anybody tell me that within which tab we have that mode option? So it's a
Which
test.
is what?
Is uh, the mode option where it is available, the location.
Mode. Viewpoint, no?
Yeah, you go to this view. Sorry, this viewpoint, right? This viewpoint, and here you have this mode, and you have to change it to shaded. Okay, then you will have that color. Okay, so you have to keep in mind that after changing, after overriding, you have to make the shaded mode. All right, and now if you can go for this reset item, so you can make it appearance again at the default condition or at the initial condition. Okay, so again you can go for this override item. So right now you can override this transparency. So you can make it transparent. So we will not make it transparent right now. So you just know this option available here. And overriding item. So we will override transform. Suppose you need to move it out. So uh, suppose you at this condition you don't know before moving, you don't know that which is the x positive and y positive. You know the z positive is the upward direction. So for that, what you can do, you can come to this item tools and you can enable this move option. So that will show with this gizmo that this is the x positive and this is the y positive. So after that, you can come to override item and override transform. So we will make it uh, like minus 50 to the y negative. Just click on OK, and it's gone there. Okay, so uh, that is selected over there, and we can focus on that item. So that is available there, and after that you go with that home or this button, and that is right now selected. So let me go with reset items. So reset the transform, and go to this home tab, and it is, so it will focus on this. Okay, or you can go with that focus on that item. Okay, right now we just see value. So the value was too much. Let me change it to with like reset transform. So and then override item, override transform, like 5 and click on OK. Okay, it's still uh, something, and it's still out there. So it is okay. Here. Okay, so here you can see that duplicate there. Let me reset that transform. Let me see if it is not. It is not. Let me go that transform again. Or else let me just move with this arrow over there, and right click on this override transform, and go with one value, and that is move. Okay, so this way you can move it with exact value, and again you can reposition it with this reset transform option. All right, and with this move option, you can move it. If you want to hide it, so you can hide it. Again, check this hide option, and you have that back. And let's come to this rotate option. Suppose you need to change the orientation, that you can rotate again. Okay, suppose you need to place, you need to rotate like this, so that you can do that rotate, and again you can reset, right click and reset transform. Okay, so this comes under transform option, and you can change the scale as well. So this you can change the scale, so it will affect in Z and Y direction, and this plane will affect in X and Y, and this will affect in X and Z. So make sure that you are choosing the right plane which you want to change, and if you select this axis, so it will affect only in that particular axis. So Z is for height, and X is for length, and Y is for width. So you choose wisely. Okay, and again you can reset those items. So reset transform. Okay, alright, and if you have any link, so you can add any link, or you can go for this edit link. Okay, uh, now you can move this also. So let's go for this hold option right now. Okay, and let's leave this, and I will go for this. I will go for this walk mode, and holding this, so it will go with V, right? Okay, suppose you want to position it somewhere while you are walking around, so that you can go.
So you selected that element and then clicked on walk, right?
Yes, that walk mode, or you can also go for this fly mode also. Okay, so come back to this one, and let's not hold it, and let's go for this select option, and then sorry, right click on it, and then come to reset transform. Okay, so this is how we will go for that. uh, if you need to change any transformation over there, so that we can go. Now let's do this here, and here you have that you can focus on this item. Okay, so this will focus, and we also have this over there, and now let me just show you that if you come to this view tab, and if you want to change the viewport, so for that we have that split view option. So you split this horizontally, so this split, and this viewport is selected right now. If you go for this viewport, this will be highlighted, and this is right now selected. And let's split this vertically, and now let me select it, and let me split this also vertically. So right now we have this four viewport, or four windows over there. Okay, and each viewport you can have different views. So for that you just have to set your views over there. Okay, and here you can also change. So now you want to see this full screen. So for that we have this full screen option available. Okay, so full screen. Right now this is the full screen, and you don't have any ribbon or any tools over there. So if you want to come back to your normal condition, so for that you have to press F11. Okay, you just keep this in mind that F11 is to toggle full screen. Okay, so now if you want to change this window size, so for that we have this window size, and you can go for this use aspect ratio, and then you can change it, or use explicit, and you can change the width and height of that. And within that also, if you want to change the background over there, you can change the background. So right now we have this plain background, and the color is set as black. So we can change it to graduated, and this two color will affect this background. And you can change the top color and bottom color. Let's go with this. Okay, and let's click on apply. All right, so this is applied to background. And again you can change this to horizon, so it will show you on horizon. These are the colors, and you can click on apply, and this is how you uh, set all your viewports. And suppose you want to get back your one single viewport, so for that you need to close all this. So this so so this was your main view, and all the other windows, all the other views are closed right now. And let's come to your home. And next, what we will see that uh, about again come to this review option there, and we have some more option in this review. So for that, let's come to this option, and let's go for this. We have seen point-to-point option and multiple points option, and then we also have this point line. So it will start from this point and continue creating this. Snap this point, okay, and snap this, right? And after making it, you can after creating here this, you can convert to red line. So this will fix, okay, and this will fix within this viewpoint. So you just have to uh, specify the view name, or else you can come to that viewpoint and again you can save your own. Okay, so next that is accumulate. Okay, the total length, it will add the total length. So from this point to this point, and this point into this, so it will add up. Okay, it will add up the total length, and again you can convert to red line, or else clear it. And you can also uh, lock it. Okay, so again we have the angle option is there, so we can change the angle, snap it. So this showing this is the angle, and that you can lock this axis, lock only to the x-axis, like this only, x-axis, will lock it. So none, let's not lock it, so it will move freely. Okay, and after that you can add your tag, add your text, and you can draw some uh, arrow as well. Okay, so let's go with this arrow over there. Okay, so you just click the first point over there, and then the next point over there. Okay, so this is how you will be creating it. Okay, so the first point will be the uh, leg of your arrow, and the last point will be the arrowhead. Okay, so that's how you will define the direction of your arrow. Okay, and you can change this color, change it, and you can add some tags over there. So for that, you can create a new viewport over there. Okay, and this is the view one, this is view two, this is view one, and you can add a new view over there. Or let's go this and tag, and this one is tagged, and the status is new or active or approved. So you can add some comments over there. We cancel it, and we add tags over there, and here you can change it to like active. Status is still active, so you can add tag like column. All right. Um, and here you have that, so you can go to this tag, and if you have tags, uh, number of tags, multiple number of tags, so you can switch with this option, so it will direct you to numerically to all the tags. Okay, and this is saved within this view. Come back and you have this tag. Okay, and now this you can renumber your tag IDs over there. Okay, so that you have, and now let's come to 3D view only. So let's choose this one, and select, and now you have that selection tree option is available there. Selection tree, and now you have this selection tree, right? And suppose if you select and select all this, so for that go for select box if you want to select it, this box option. Okay, so within this, the item selected within this box, right? So that is the option, and after that, if you go for this hide option, so then it will come to this, and here you see that these are grayed out, right? You can see that these are in gray color, right now. So that means these are hidden right now. And if you right click on it, and you can go for this hide unselected, all the hidden items, all the unselected items. So that is again hidden, and you can come back to unhide all, and you can push back again. Alright, so this is the set. You can choose the set from the selection tree as well. You can come back to compact, and you can go to this properties. So there, each and every properties wise, you can have the list of your components. So that you have list, and you can again open all the trees, property trees. Okay, and you also have this measurement tools over there. So okay, we have this selection tree over there, and let's choose this compact, and let's come to this, and we have that, so you can come to this mechanical option, and select it. Okay, and this is this is all for today. Tomorrow we will see about how we can detect some clash, and we will see about uh, timeline, the body time simulation. We will learn about in tomorrow's class. All right, guys, this is all for today.
So this Navisworks is majorly used for what? Like, uh,
This is used for your clash detection, your 4D time simulation, for quantification, for model reviewing purpose.
quantification as in Revit we do scheduling, so something like that.
Yeah, yeah, like like that. So you can say that this is one platform where you can do everything, like reviewing your model, detecting your clash. You can do for your 4D time simulation. You can check when you are constructing it, how long it takes to construct your whole model, and you can check all the classes, the components which are occupying the same space. So that is all about for Navisworks.
Okay, thank you.
So, thank you.